different reality for us. So did you try it out, the Zohar, by the way? Yes?
Yeah.
In the app. Listening to?
Yeah.
Okay. People at home, did you try the Zohar?
Yes.
Okay, share with me all the miracles, you know? Come on. No miracles yet?
I'm not sure it's a miracle. It was something interesting. I signed up to work as a background actor, and I was called to do this. It was supposed to be tomorrow. And I also interviewed to start volunteering at a cafe at a church. And they said they would call me by last Friday to see if I would start yesterday, right, Monday. So on Monday morning, I get a text message saying that my job for Wednesday was canceled. And then almost at the same time, I get a call to go volunteer that afternoon. So I don't know. I see that as
Coincidence.
it's almost saying like, no, you give first, go give first, and then maybe I'll get a job booked.
That's interesting. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, don't worry if you don't have a miracle yet. I'm just, you know. But continue. By the end of the course, I promise, if you take it seriously, something going to happen. Guarantee. Money back guarantee. Okay, so beautiful. Anyone online wants to share something? Okay, great. So please invest on that. It's unlogical. We know that, but a leap of faith on that, yeah? A leap of faith. Some people say that, you know, the people that have blind faith are usually have more love inside of them, yeah? Why? Because they're more naive. They're not falling into the negativity. They're not falling into the scams and the conspiracies. They're like more naive. Yeah. So sometimes it's good to be naive. If you do the Zohar in a naive way, no calculation, that's where you open yourself to the magic. Okay. So let's move to the subject of today. Are you ready? Okay. So the Kabbalists discuss what is the end goal, what is really the purpose of all the spiritual work, yeah? And that's where the bridge between spirituality to this ancient book called the Torah. Because the Torah it was a text that eventually got affiliated with the Jewish nation. But if you know a little bit the history, and it's important to know those things, because the idea is that we don't have the knowledge. So the Torah was given on Mount Sinai. Everyone heard about it? The Bible, the Old Testament, yeah? But what happened there? Something very interesting happened there. It was some kind of a revelation. And in that revelation, it's allowed those there were like 600,000 original souls there. And they all experienced the truth. They had the ability really to see clearly from beginning till end. That's what happened. And that's because of their intention, it's allowed them to receive this text. Now, this text, if you ever explore it, is it's a telenovela, pretty much. Every brother wants to kill his other brother, this sleeps with this crazy stories, telenovela. But the Kabbalist explained to us that originally it was a code. And when it's referred to Moses, the one that channeled it, he went for 40 days on the mountain, didn't eat, didn't drink, brought it down, came and wrote it down. Now, which language he wrote it down in? No, Hebrew. But actually, what we don't know, that he wrote it in 70 different languages. He wrote 70 different versions for the 70 original nations. It's never meant to be for one people. He wrote it 70 different languages. Did you know that? Some people that here for years even don't know that. Yeah? Why? Because the truth, sometimes it's hidden from us. But why? Because it's meant to be a technology. It's meant to be a manual script. But not if you read it, not if you read it literally. Most of the people that I know in Israel, they study the Torah literally. They try to, but this is only a very superficial layer of the Torah. They say that there are 70 different depths with the Torah. 70 is a number that's repeated a lot in Kabbalah. So there are 70 different depths, and that's where the Zohar comes in. The Zohar came and decoded the Torah. Yeah? So that's really the difference. Looking on one superficial levels, do and undoes, different laws, you should do, you should do that, you should celebrate this, you should celebrate that. There are many different things that are happening in this text. But the layer of Kabbalah is kind of decoding and trying to tell us, listen, it doesn't matter what happened then. We don't know what exactly happened because it was like 3,500 years back. But what is really important is how these lessons can serve us today. What is really the secrets behind those? So the bottom line, what they came with, that there are 613 precepts. Okay? 613 rules from that book it came, okay? And those rules are divided to 248 proactive, positive things that we're supposed to do, and 356 things that we should be restricting ourselves to do. Yeah? Interesting, because we have 356 days a year. Yeah? 365 years. So 365 days a year, what does it mean? It's very interesting. If we only knew what is the restriction of the day, we could complete our correction in 1 year. But forget about it. It's impossible to know. It's usually always come to us from the out blue, and we are reactive, and we lose the treasure of that day. That's what usually happens. So that's the reason we cannot complete our correction, the tikkun, in 1 year. But what is really important, and that's where the Kabbalist, the Rav Ashlag, is coming to play, because he's the founder of our center. You know, this is the kind of the flag book. I really, if you're looking to get deeper, this is the flag book about all the essence of what the center is about. Yeah, it's called the Wisdom of Truth. And so what he revealed to us, that in reality, even though there are 613, they're serving one purpose, those precepts. All of those making, doing actions are designed to get us towards one place. And that's where most of the religious peoples that following the Torah kind of missed. And yes, technical. It's all about love. How is the song of the Beatles? All you need is love. Yeah. So it says that all the 613 are actually supposed to bring us to what we call love the neighbor as yourself. We know this sentence. It's a nice slogan that's been used by all religions, but not necessarily been internalized by us, because we don't understand what does it mean to love the neighbor yourself. But if I don't love myself, so of course I'm going to hate the other person. It's a problem, no? Love the neighbor as you love yourself. Yeah. So if I have problems within me, of course I'm going to project it to wherever I go. So it's difficult. That's the reason we're doing the spiritual work, that we can learn to love ourselves. Therefore, we can project more love towards others. But all of those 612 precepts laws, do's, not do's, are to lead us towards this, to learn how to truly love. But what is love for us? What does it mean? What does it mean, love for us? Let's try to understand. Why do we need more unconditional, to love more unconditionally? Why? Please. Shoot some answers, whatever comes to you.
It's the source.
Source. Okay.
What was your question again? What are you asking? Because the board says, who do you need to love? Or are you asking what is love? What's your question?
Who do you need to love more unconditionally?
Your neighbor.
Self.
Okay. So what does it really mean? Unconditional love. What does it mean in our lives? Something in return? Something in return? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's a tough one, no? If you notice that all the love and all the love relationship that you have with your coworkers, with your families, with your kids, it's still conditional. Maybe with kids less, because they give you so many opportunities to hate them. So if you're still with them, it means you're unconditional. That's the reason the Creator designed us to have kids, so we can learn this lesson in the best way, 24/7. Pets, yes. Pets, from the side of the dog, is unconditional. Yeah, towards. Yeah, could be. We all. So he says, dog in Hebrew it's kelev. And kelev means like heart. So he represents the heart. So he's opening, so if someone doesn't have kids to open his heart, he should have a dog to open his heart. Yeah? Well, I have 4 kids, so there is no dog coming to my house. Forget about it. I don't have time for that. Maybe when they grow and they go to their way, if I need to open more of my heart, I will get a dog. But I told my wife, 4 kids, it's enough. No dog in the house. Sorry. Yeah, but look, the kids love him and this. No dog in the house. They can go visit people with dog. No dog in the house. Cat is a different story. A different story. I used to love cats. I had cats when I was like, single. But it's a different story. He represents something else. It's not like a dog. He represents, more the selfish side, like, independent. No, but yeah, you cannot really judge. But he has a different character there. Yeah. So the idea is that love is constantly our expression when it's related to need. Yeah. So we are mixing love and need at times. And need is coming from lack, so can I, so when people are in love, when people, they are in this animal phase of life, so you will see that they are shining, they are giving, they are unconditional, they don't care about the politics, they have that inside of them. But the question is, what happened when things not going our way? And, when I have disappointments from giving out of myself. And we all went to those different traumas in life that we become vulnerable and we gave out of ourselves and we gave love and we got stabbed in the back, you can say. Yeah. And so a bit by bit, it's kind of, we are more cautious to give out of ourselves. Do you have this feeling? Yeah. So the idea is that love is the goal because this is what the creator represents. So I think I showed you in the other classes to show numerology. I think it's in the last class. But the word love in Hebrew is called ahava. And as we said, every letter has a numerical value to it. So it's equal 13, as you see. And the word one is also has the same numerical value to it. So it showed us that if we ever want to get into oneness with ourselves, with a creator, we need to put love as the goal. Yeah. So many of us thinking, yeah, my goal is more horizontal. What is horizontal? It's between me and people. Yeah, it's between me and my success. It's between me and achieving. It's between me and what's happening on the physical reality. But the Kabbalah says, no, my goal must to be vertical. So if I give love, I'm doing it in order to have oneness with the light, which that's the true goal of the spiritual work. So if I understand this vertical horizontal idea and I'm stop thinking too much in a horizontal way, what's happening here? People will give me line, politics, what is my gain, and so on and so on. And every action that I'm taking is just in order to get closer to the creator, because the creator is love. The creator is just an essence of giving unconditionally. So as much as I have more affinity with that essence, that's how I'm closer to the creator. So what is the difference between, what is the opposite of love? It's selfishness. Selfishness. So what happened? Every time, let's say I have this innate desire to love. We all have that. We all. But every time my desire to receive for oneself alone is being triggered, that's how I'm getting distance from being unconditional. For example, I experience a certain pain. Yeah. So can I really give when I'm suffering? Hard, isn't it? Hard to give when you suffer. Can I give when I need to survive and I need to find means to be more prosperous and to make a living? It's hard because I'm totally consumed by this, by my worries. So every time the me kicks in, forget about the we. That's the idea. That's the constant fight that exists within one mind. It's the me, the we, me, we, and it's a huge struggle. And it's much easier to be consumed by the me because there's so many things I'm desiring. Yeah, I need to wake up. I need to take care. I need my food. I need this. I need to make a living. I need to find a relationship. I need to solve my problem. I had a fight. There's an argument. There's problems with family, and this and all of those worries that triggering the lack inside of me, immediately turning off the fire of love. So if the goal is to love the neighbor as yourself, no matter what, and if I eventually take like more actions towards injecting unconditional love as a tool, as a technology, I will see that it's not that my needs won't be taken care of. On the other end, I'm going to be even more intuitive. I'm going to have more clarity. So what is my tendency usually? I have a problem. So okay, let me drill in my brain in order to find solution. Days. I do that, did I do that? Yes, maybe. Yeah. Let's plan this way or that day. There. It says that if I'm jumping into giving, I'm jumping into getting out of myself in order to give to others, to share love, I'm going to be much more intuitive and get clarity in return. Instead of me just trying to solve this problem that I have. You understand? I'm shifting into giving, and that's actually what's changing everything, because it's part of the purpose. It's part of the end goal. So if I'm able to bypass this illusion experience that I have, that I'm lacking, that things are not going my way, and so on, all this nonsense, and I'm shifting into giving no matter what, the return will be that I'm going to have more clarity. I'm going to solve my problems faster. So what is better? To go and be busy in myself, waiting to be perfect myself, waiting to have all what I need and then give, which usually never happens, or to do it from the spiritual point of view, which is I'm a channel. I'm not here for me. I'm here. You remember in Kabbalah 1 what we learned. The reason why we came here is not to be possessed by the desire to receive. We came here because the only thing that we didn't have, what was it? What was it that we didn't have in the upper world? Huh? Reveal? Free will. Also, but what else? More important? We couldn't give because there was nobody to receive our giving up there. Try to give something to the Creator. He has everything. Doesn't have the desire to receive. So how can give something to someone who doesn't have the desire to receive? So the only reason we came here originally was so we can be able to share unconditional love, to share from ourselves. Yeah. So what is this sharing of love? What does it mean? What does it mean? There is a lot of aspect to it. One of the things is to understand that I cannot be in a toxic environment. I cannot permit it to myself. How many of us put ourselves in different toxic environments? It could be many places. It could be many places that I choose. The wrong friends, where I hang out, could be, many things that causing myself really to reduce my vibration. So what is a stronger vibration, I would ask? Is it the vibration of the desire to receive, the selfishness, I'm consumed only by the things that I need, or I'm here just to give? What do you think? Who's going to be having an higher vibration? I have someone not gonna focus on his problem, is just gonna wake up in the morning and thinking, how can I give more? How can I share more love? Who's gonna have higher vibration? What do you think? That's it. It's very simple. I want to raise my vibration. It must be, how can I emphasize my uniqueness in giving, not in receiving? Receiving is an automatic thing. It's a reward of earning. It's not, let me take. Oh, I can take from here. We have this temptation. I want to take from here, grab from here, a free meal from that, a free gift from here. We want to shorten the process of receiving. But this is the point. So love, it means that also, if I see people around me that hurting themselves and I care about them, I should say something about it. That's love, We do it with our kids. We're not going to let them destroy ourselves. Yeah, but sometimes we kind of be more careful with the friends around us, with with what we see that happens in the world. So, oh, you know, I'm just a tiny screw in such a big machine. Who am I? And this. That's where comes the self-love. The self-love is so important. They're saying, yes, I'm important. I can make a difference. I'm here to make a difference. And it's okay if I say to someone with love something that he doesn't like to hear. It's okay. It's good even. Yeah? Okay, so let's journal now. In the area that you know you need to take to the next level of closeness and sharing, what do you need to do to take it to the next level? How would you be able to add value in that current relationship? Where I can add more value, where I can be more unconditional in my relationship, where I can raise, where I can change the vibration of that relationship from conditional, that only if things going to go my way in that relationship, that's where I'm going to be okay and happy and loving, to how can I be more unconditional in that relationship? So please journal for yourself. And elaborate what actions you need to do. How do you need to feel with that person in that relationship? Break it down. So you make it practical. So tomorrow you can go ahead and look at that relationship in a different way. Define for yourself what will be unconditional love in that relationship. How would you express it for this person?
Maybe there's a question online.
Yes.
Okay, so Julia is asking, I am worried about giving so much that it creates a breath of shame situation. Does it matter if someone's receiving it is grateful for it?
Yeah, it's a good question. So love, it doesn't mean that, you know, I just give everything, surrender everything. Being unconditional is if seeing someone that is abusing your generosity is telling them that. That's unconditional, because by you giving to a person, you don't do it for in order for him to like you, to please him. Unconditional love, it's not about pleasing. That's also a misconception in our relationship. We're not here to please one another. We're here to help one another to grow. So unconditional is really seeing that someone is using his selfishness to take advantage of another person and saying, listen, or finding a way just to bridge that truth for him. That's true care. That's true love. Okay, so it's definitely not giving bread of shame. So the Kabbalists explain that the source of all the sickness, the source of all the pain that we have in life, comes only from our desire to receive for oneself alone. Can you imagine? It means that if you're experiencing too much pain, you consume with too many things that hurt you, that triggers you, that showing you the lack, it means that you are possessed by, and you insist that your desire to receive is the most important thing right now. And that's where the pain comes. And eventually, it's leading to physical blockages. And physical blockages lead to sickness, and so on and so on. Why? Because through me going after my desire to receive for oneself alone, that's how I build more klipot. Remember the shells we talked about in last class? So I build more shells, more shells, more shells. And by that, I'm separating myself from the source, which is the endless, the creator. Therefore, the moment the light force cannot nourish me constantly, because the energy constantly feeding us, the light. So if I'm blocking it, that's where all blockages, death, sicknesses are coming from. Okay, so every pain that I'm experiencing, it means that I need to identify what type of selfish desires right now I'm possessed about. And the cure is shift into giving unconditional love. Because when we possess by our pain, by the things that we need, we cannot give. You cannot be in the mode of receiving and giving at the same time. Either you focus on receiving, which say, okay, let me find ways to grab energy, to manipulate the world, the people, to take, to please, to do different things. Or I'm focusing on sharing, and then the receiving is automatically. It's called the returning light. There is the direct light. Direct light is when I draw with my desire to receive for oneself alone. So the best example usually that we can share is drugs. Yeah, someone is unfortunate, been through tough, rough times. So okay, there is this drug. Wow, amazing. Can feel better. Yeah, let's take it. 8 magical hours. Yeah. So that's what we call direct light. Direct light, it means you're getting fulfillment. It's short term, unfortunately, just 8 hours. But some people say, oh, 8 hours, so maybe I take after 8 hours another one. That's what we call addicts, yeah? So I'm going to repeat this, so it's never going to stop, the joy. But it's a short-term fulfillment, but it's unearned energy. Same thing, I can steal, I can do this, I can do that. That's what we call. So I'm receiving through my desire to receive for oneself alone. In verses, building the vessel of giving, and there is a returning, meaning I'm sacrificing energy, and the cosmos return my blessings. Is that making sense? We touch upon it in different angles, but this is just to understand why it's much better to focus on sharing than receiving, because receiving is automatically. Okay, so now I want to read you a chapter from the Rav Ashlag, which is the founder of the center. He created the center in 1922, more than 100 years ago. And the Rav and Karen, our teachers, they continued his vision. And his vision was based on those articles that he put. There are 8 different articles that they are foundation to all what we do in the center. I will read the Hebrew first, just for the energy. כי בשעה שהאדם ממאס כל קבלה עצמית ונפשו קצר בכל מותרות מתענוגים גופניים קטנטנים וחברות. So, we find that one is truly released, a person, from all the restraints that humans are subject of creation. Because when a person rejects anything he can receive from himself, and his soul rejects all the luxury, pity, bodily pleasures, and honor. So it's like pretty much divided to like bodily pleasures and the different things that we need that make us feel good, yeah? And honor. Honor, it's very like one of the most important things for us is like what we call, it's related to pride, but how do we what is this ego type called pride? It's true. I need a sense that people respect me. Yeah. It's a very big motivational factor in our life. I want people to accept me, respect me. Yeah. So he says the moment you give all of those things away and you're no longer possessed by them, says that this person can travel freely in the world of the endless. That's what he's saying. The moment you just let those things go and you care less about what people are going to think about me, what things I'm going to have, you suddenly start to get more familiar with the light force. ומובטח שלא יראה לו כאן שום נזק ותקלה. And he is promised that he will never get any kind of pain or damage in this world. שהרי כל הנזקים מורגשים באים לאדם רק מבחינה לקבל עצמי. That all the damages and all the pain that coming to a person, it's only because of the selfish desire that is engraved inside of him. Listen, it's part of us, the desire to receive, but we're here to overcome it. We're here to challenge it. We're not here to judge it and say, oh, yeah, it's part of us, that desire, yeah? But we're here truly to overcome it. And here he said, the purpose of spirituality in all is only for the benefit of the person that deals with it. Okay? And it's not for the sake of the other people. So this is interesting statement. What does it mean? Could we just talk about giving love to others? But I'm not doing it horizontally. I'm doing it to connect to the light. So it's actually the purpose and those opportunities that have been given to me when I'm challenged to be unconditional. I'm not doing it that people are going to like me more. Yeah? I'm doing it only because I want to connect more to the light force. It's just a pathway to the ultimate goal, that it's having an affinity. Wow. You. Oh. Wow. That was a lidet in action.
I didn't know you were laughing. What's happening?
I told you there is energy in the room today. That it's only, so it's on like giving to the others, it's only a pathway, a passage towards the ultimate goal, which is to have affinity with the light force. You understand what we're doing here is just a pathway. It's like a way for us to exercise because we want to get closer to the Creator. Okay, so that's it. This is the message from the Rav Ashlag. Now, so we know that the only reason the center was created is really to be a conduit, really to act like the portal for people to express that. That's what all the center is about. So anyone in the center, actually, the biggest value that you receive is really how he can have the ability to share more in his life. That's like the center giving endless opportunities like that. Through the teaching, through volunteering, through raising funds for foundations so we can share it in different ways and translate more books. And there are so many, this is the platform that allows each and every one of us to exercise sharing, to exercise more of imparting and adding value to society. But again, as a passage to have more closeness to the Creator. Yeah. So if you see here the volunteers, we didn't pay them much to come here. Told them, there's free coffee if you want. Oh, so our volunteers, Diana, Amy, Jeffrey. So, when I joined the center, I joined as a volunteer. I wasn't planned to, to get any gain from like salary things. I was in business. I said, oh, I want to quit business so I can be a volunteer. Yeah. So that's really the purpose of the center, to give each and every one of us more opportunities to add value. So that's the reason we give the opportunities of volunteering and being mentors and translations. There are so many, many different ways that you can take part in that mission. And why is that? And that's the explanation that I want to go with you right now. This is a segment from the Zohar. As we know, the Zohar is a 2,000 years old script. And look what it says. I'm going to read the Aramaic, since we know and now we understand the power of the Zohar and the vibration. So if you want, close your eyes so your soul can internalize this message. עוף אחי ההוא זכאה, באה למרדף, בתר חייבה, ולמקנה להם באגר שלים בגין, דהיה עבר מינה דהו זוהמה, ויתכפרס יתרא אחריו, ויעביר נפשי בגין, ויתחשב עליה כאילו ברא לה. ודאו שבך להסתלק, ויקרא דקודשא ברכו, הוא, יתיר משבחה אחרה. והסתלקותה די יתיר נקולה מים טעמה בגין דהו גרעין להחפיה, סיטרא אחרה, והסתכלה יקרא דקודשא ברכו, הוא, ועל דא כתיב בארון, ורבי משיב מעברו בכתיב בריתי הייתה איתו. Okay. Who wants to read? But you have to come to the mic. Amy, come. Giving you opportunity to share even more.
I'll take it. Ooh.
What happened? What are we doing again?
In the same way, the righteous one must pursue the wicked person and purchase him for a full price in order to remove from him that filth, subdue the other side, and build him, for it is considered to be though he created him. This is a praise with which the glory of the Holy One, blessed be he, will be elevated more than with any other praise, and this elevation is quite in excess. What is the reason? Because he caused the other side to be subdued and to elevate the honor of the Holy One, blessed be he, as it is written about Aaron, and turned many away from iniquity. And also my covenant was with him. Both were attached to Jacob with love and friendship, and gave their spirit to each other. The friends must be like them, and not cause a blemish in them. For if they lack love, they cause a blemish in their counterpart above, in Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which are the secret of Chesed, Gvura, and Tiferet.
Okay, let me break it down. So it says here, it talks about the righteous and the wicked, okay? But I don't want you to take it in the regular way that we understand. So the righteous is considered the person that already know a little bit more spiritual rules. And the wicked is the ignorant, the someone that is not familiar, okay? So that's how you can compare it. But it says that the moment the person is holding the hand of another person and helps them to transform, showing them the path of the spiritual rules, it is like he created that person. Because the Zohar explained that as long as we obsess by our selfish desire, by the desire to receive for oneself alone, we not yet having a free will. What does it mean if we don't have free will? It's not like we are not living at all. Because as Victoria just said about the free will, what does it mean? It means that one of the reasons we came here is to choose, to have two paths, to say, oh, this is the wrong, I want to choose the good, yeah? And as long as I don't have this choice, because ignorance, because I don't know, the moment I show to someone that there is a better way, I created a person. This is crazy understanding. So anyone that you're going to share what we're studying here, you actually reviving, you giving life to, because this is the reason why we came to this world to begin with. And if someone didn't find it yet, and we already kind of exercising it, yeah, we're not there. We're not the righteous, yes, but compared to where he is, we definitely can add value to him. Do you agree? With the knowledge that you get Kabbalah 1, Kabbalah 2, you can add so much value to so many people you cannot even imagine. That's the point. Okay? And the next verse, תחזי כל מאה דאכיל בידה לחווה השתדל בה למשבע קרחה בישה יהיו יסתלק בתלת סילוקים מה דלה יסתלק אחי בר נש אחרה גרים להחפה סיתה אחרה וגרים להסתלק קודשא ברכו ביקרא וגרים לקיימה כל עלמה בקיומה דלה ותתה ועד ההיא בר נש כתיב בריתי הייתה איתו החיים והשלום וזכי למלחמה בנו בנים וזכי בהיא עלמה וזכי לעלמה דעתי כל מהרי דינין להכלין למידן בהיא עלמה בעלמה דעתי על בתיסת ערב ולה מען ימחה בידי ועל דה כתיב גיבור בארץ יהיה זרעו דור ישרים מבורך און ועושר בביתו יצדקו עומדת לעד זרח בחושך אור לישרים. Amy, please. Yes.
Come and see, everyone who holds the hand of the wicked person and endeavors to help him leave the path of evil is elevated in 3 elevations, to which another person cannot rise. He causes the subjugation of the other side, he causes the Holy One, blessed be he, to be elevated in his honor, and he causes the world to be preserved both above and below. About this person it is written, My covenant was with him for life and peace. And he merits to see the children of his children, and gains merit in this world and in the world to come. All the accusers will not be able to judge him in the world and in the world to come. He enters through the 12 gates that are in the firmament, and there is nothing to prevent him. It is written, His seed shall be mighty upon earth, the generation of the upright shall be blessed, wealth and riches shall be in his home, in his house, and his righteousness endures forever. Light rises in the darkness for the upright, he is the gracious and full of compassion and just.
So what I can share with you that when I saw this verse 23 years ago, that's what convinced me to leave everything behind and to become a teacher. Why? Because I really understood that what's the power of helping other people and what it does cosmically, what it does. And also, yeah, it's what is the return. So the return, as the Zohar explains, that you receive 3 elevations that you cannot receive in any other way. There is no higher reward than that, than helping someone else to become more connected to his soul spiritually, to leave the desire to receive for oneself alone a little bit less and less and less, yeah? And what is promised, as you see, wealth, riches shall be in his house. His righteousness endures forever. It means there's something that carries for reincarnations. Light rises in the darkness, but there is some more. Oh, yes, exactly. His seed shall be mighty upon earth, the generation of the upright be blessed. So we got the point. The point is that there is so much blessings awaiting for us because we helping to the creation to take his own purpose by doing that. Because unfortunately, when we put down on this earth, we kind of, we improvise. So we try to get energy. We try to generate for ourselves. So we'll be happy. But why does it work? Because it's disconnected from the essence, the purpose, to be like the creator. So As much as we are putting it out there to say, oh yeah, but you can be the creator. You can give like the creator. You can give unconditional love. That's what's causing all the vibration in the world to change. And that's where, this is the ending goal. This is where it's supposed to go. So when we participate in that, through unconditional love, through sharing, through giving in a terms of, I want the person to be happier. Understand? I want him to, I don't want this person to suffer. I see what he does. I see cause and effect. I see where the pain comes. The pain comes from this selfish desire, this being possessed by I need, I lack. Yeah. So when I'm able to change the mind of a person unconditionally, that's causing all the filaments and the upper worlds to be elevated. It's fascinating. So another name from the 72 names that can help you to bring you, so it's something that you can meditate on a daily basis, how you can be giving more unconditional love to people. This is the name. Okay? So you can use it, you can meditate, wake up in the morning. All what I want to do is add value, give more conditional love today. Ein. Those are the letters. And another volunteer that wants to read the English, Karen Berg came with a personal prayer, which I think is beautiful. And wherever I remember, I try to recite it to remind me, come, listen to it. It's beautiful. That's what Karen Berg's came with and write down for herself.
Please make my thoughts match your thoughts. Make my eyes see what you see. Make my mouth speak the words you want me to say. Open my heart to love all people the way you love them. Make my hands be hands that give more than they take. Make my body a vessel and a tool to complete the mission for which I came. Please make me not only a vessel for your light, but also a channel that I transmit your light. In all my interactions today, please do not make me share my thoughts, neither my words nor my energy, but only your light, because only from your light can you give wisdom and understanding, and only through your light can miracles and wonders occur.
Beautiful. So this is something that you can recite every morning before you start your day. And with that intention, with this vibration, probably amazing things will be surprising you during that day. Okay, beautiful. Any questions about what we learned today? Yes.
Says, do not make me share my thoughts or my energy. Why does it say that? If you have good energy or positive energy, shouldn't you be encouraged to share it?
So my thoughts, is like the part of us that relates to the desire to receive for oneself alone. So we want to emphasize the soul, because when you speak to the creator, you don't speak to something outside of you. You speak to your soul, because your soul is the creator. So it's like the shift that you want between my logic mind, my desire to receive to myself alone, to the soul desire. Because all what we want eventually is to come to the soul desire. And who knows better than the creator where we can get more love, more blessings. The creator knows better than us, yeah? So, but when we kind of put him out of the equation, say, no, I know how to get the blessing. I will do it this way, I'll do it that, but then you kind of lose this partnership, because what the creator wants to do, just to give you, yeah? Good question. Anyone else? Okay, so let's do a workshop for everyone with your mentors. And in these workshops, you can share in a relationship that you choose to develop greater closeness and unconditional love. What actions are you going to take to manifest the next level in this relationship. Rita, do you want to share about that? There's so many people share today.
A night of sharing. Just quick minutes to share with you the next events that we're going to have here at the center. The first one is a Hanukkah Friday dinner, which is very important and very powerful because it's related to the portion of Miketz, which is completely related to prosperity. So it's the opportunity to tap into this energy, and we're going to have a very beautiful dinner here at the center at 7 p.m. And the next event that we would love for you to come is the Hanukkah party. It's a very special day because it's the 31st of December, and we have the 7th candle lighting of Hanukkah. It's the new moon of Capricorn, and of course, the new year 2025. So if you don't have plans, hopefully, you decide to come and join us. Really, it's very powerful, and we would love to have this time with the community, you know, Kabbalah, and all of you together. So it's Tuesday, December 31st, 8 p.m. The early bird tickets are until 25th of December. Okay, so hopefully you can all join us. Thank you. You can share with your workshops group. And back? Yeah, to the question. Okay. Yes, Henry is online for you to share. Okay, thank you.